back to the Smart Nonsense Podcast, where we talk about smart nonsense.
Nice,
That's what we do each and every day at this point. Each and every. It was a season 8, season 9. There was that season where you didn't wear a shirt for the whole season.
Yeah,
and that's
that
only,
was
that's
season.
only season I
That
got.
was season maybe 4 or 5.
There was the season I was living at home, where we both were right when we started. I think I was in the
crazy.
van when you were shirtless. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
This is the
maybe
season,
we should
dude.
have proper seasons. We're figuring this out. It's on a really good trajectory.
You think that is our number one problem? Seasons? I think it's the fact that the host of this show is eating a grilled cheese in the intro.
No, it's like I thought it was a Cuban panini, but it's really just ham and pickles and cheese, so you think it's Cuban, but the mustard isn't honey mustard, it's Dijon.
So it's French? Or
yeah, it's like on a focaccia or something. Buy one, get one free, dude. I don't mean to like threaten to a thread.
Let's talk about buy one, get one free on the Azores episode. We've talked a lot about buy one, get one free on this podcast. You've talked a lot about it. Uber Eats, DoorDash, the bodega downstairs
you see where
at 3 a.m. I, for Mexican Independence Day the other day, worst weekend ever in Chicago. Absolute worst weekend. We've talked about it on this podcast. Apparently the entire holiday is every Mexican in the city puts a flag on their car, gets in the car, and drives into the city. And then they do donuts and light off fireworks and gridlock the entire city. And
dude, imagine,
sucks.
Like, I don't get how you could be upset about racism if you got a bunch of Mexicans lighting off fireworks, shooting guns, hooting and hollering.
That wasn't the takeaway. Hang on.
Okay.
Oh, you want to double down?
Well, let me just back up my argument.
Let them have their
day. I'm not going to go to Panama and start fucking shooting off fireworks and driving a big fat truck and hooting and hollering. I'm just like, hey, I'm your guest. All right? Now, if I'm a second generation, maybe, but then I wouldn't care as much about Mexican or American Independence Day.
No,
like I wouldn't go to Panama on the 4th of July and just start going bonkers.
I think it would be cool, actually, if it is very annoying for driving. And then I have a funny anecdote. I think it would be very cool if the city or the states came together, like the Mexicans do on Independence Day for our Independence Day. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like if we were as unified and patriotic about our Independence Day, I think that'd be kind of cool.
Who'd you say we are? The states?
The United States of America. Let me give you a funny one.
We are. So 4th of July. What are you talking about?
We don't go out and celebrate it as hard as the Mexicans do their Independence Day.
Oh, well.
And it'd be cool if we did.
Dude, who are from the Spanish? Who did they declare from us? Like,
I think it was the Spanish-Mexican War.
But we also fought the Mexicans.
Let me give you a funny, because this is the Azores episode. Title and thumbnail. So we're sitting in just horrible traffic. The city's got... So basically everyone drives to like Lakeshore Drive so they can hoot and holler. And there's nowhere to go. Although the city did do like a big Mexican Independence Festival in Grant Park this year. So they tried to get everyone to actually go somewhere and celebrate. But, you know, every exit off of Lakeshore Drive and the highway and into the city is blocked by like a snowplow and police officer. So like we can't get home. And so we're just driving in traffic and there's hooting and hollering all around us, right? We're, you know, in our little bubble. And Athena goes like, what are they doing in their cars? Like, are they drinking? I was like, you know, probably. Like there's 4 people to a car. I think they're just drinking and hooting and hollering. She's like, are they drinking and driving? I look over to this pickup truck next to us. The driver is drinking a Modelo and smoking a cigarette. And I'm just like, yes.
Yeah. There's your question, there's your answer.
That's exactly what's happening. This is Azores, though, no?
Well,
Oh, buy one, get one, dude.
I mean, fuck. I
So
don't
it
know where
was
Mexico came
Mexican
into this.
Independence Day, and I wanted to order a Mexican food,
Mm.
and I had some Uber
So it's
Eats.
working, dude. That's their marketing. I bought a Modelo with that Mexican food and a cigarette.
Legit, and my Modelo shirt. Um, you're
Oh,
right.
that
Actually, I didn't
was
have a Modelo, and
Azores.
I should have. Um,
Right.
Mexican Independence Day. I want
Did
to
you
order
buy
tacos.
one?
I,
You
I
bought
have
tacos, dude?
I have Uber Eats cash, $25, and I go in there, and first of all, the UI sucks on Uber Eats. I don't know how you do it, but what they do well
Never had
is,
anything else.
yeah, what they
You
do
like
do
your
well.
roulette wheel when we went? What was that app? Sorry to keep interrupting.
Go Puff.
Go Puff,
I
dude. The
haven't done that
fucking
in a while.
that shit got me bonkers, dude. No, Go Puff was Uber Eats is what you need. Go Puff's too much, dude. It's
Yeah,
like playing the
so
lottery.
what Uber Eats does do really well is show you the offers available, and they have really good deals. I thought you were
Mhm.
just like yanking my leg and eating. I thought you
Oh,
just wanted to eat like more hamburgers, so you would get 2 or 4.
no,
But the
dude.
buy one
They
get
just
ones,
feed them
like,
to me.
yeah, it was like I got like I got buy one get one burritos and quesadillas. It was like $28 total, and I got like 4
Okay.
people's worth of food. I mean,
Right.
and it was I spent $3 because I had the credits. So that's my thread. Uber Eats.
Well,
The
yeah,
end.
everyone's confused. Here's the thing in my mind, some people might be different, but I treat food as a commodity. It's the same to me. I don't care who's making the hamburger. One's gonna taste marginally better, but that one might end up being cheaper. I have no idea what's better. It's all just food going down the gullet. So to me, I'm just going on, and I thought I had an evolve phase where I was above this, but turns out I'm not, dude. It's in the gene pool. I love a good deal, and so I go on there strictly like I'm shopping for airplane flights, where I'm just looking for the cheapest flight, and
Most
and kind of the
calories,
trick,
cheapest flight.
yeah. I remember I used to stack them too, because you could get like buy one get one free plus like a 30% discount, and fucking dude, they're paying you, and then you do pickup instead of order, and it's literally like I'll spend $7 and get 2 double cheeseburgers, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna be fat now because
Right. Well,
it's too
so
efficient.
I think for most people, you would kind of meal prep that for the week. Like we had 4 people's worth of food that lasted us 2 days, 2 dinners. But
Right?
you, for some reason, take it as a, I don't know if it's a
No,
challenge or what it is to kind of
it's all
consume
gonna
it
go
all.
same day, in and out. It's crazy. Actually, but the cool thing is, like, I think my lifestyle. And I don't mean to sound cocky in any way, but I mean, take it how you want. But I convince people to live the way I live, and one of our friends recently got turned on to BOGO Uber Eats as well, and he's like, "Dude, I don't know why I was hating on you at the start. I've only been eating BOGO at this one cheeseburger place by my house, and it's the most efficient. Like, I can't go grocery shopping for cheaper than this."
But
I'm
it's
like, "Yeah,
not good to eat 2 or 4 cheeseburgers a week.
it tastes good."
Well,
I also I don't know. I play 4 hours of sports a day, so
yeah.
factor that in.
No, yeah, you have
Um,
very weird ways in which you live by that are jarring at first, but then upon closer inspection, they, they tend to be pretty good. Like you've put a lot of thought into things that most people don't think at all about. We just assume like I order groceries, I make food at home, like whatever it is. Uh, you're special.
oh,
And so
rule of one or list one. Fuck. How about Azores, dude? The
let's
way we
go.
live. Okay,
Let's
let
go.
me
Perfect
transition that right
segue.
into this.
Perfect
There's
segue.
different ways of living. Okay, I think we have a similar way. The problem is our friends and their family, they have a different way.
What is
Okay,
our way? I would argue like
dude.
headache minimalization. A,
Minimization.
minimization. A lot of Naval stuff about valuing your time.
Dude, I don't know. Honestly, my principles changed way too much. I have no idea anymore. um, like, I thought I used to tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, I don't shop for deals. If I want to buy something, I buy it. And then I'm like
BOGO.
only getting like BOGO. But I just bought a $400 tennis racket for no reason by accident about 10 minutes ago.
New what? Like new blade?
A new blade. Yeah, because I popped the strings and I'm like, well, they're like, it's going to take 2 weeks to get restrung. And I'm like, can I just buy another one? I'm like,
Huh.
okay. So, so I did that.
Probably
And then
good to have too.
yeah, definitely needed it. And I'm slugging, dude. By the way, don't mean a tangent already, but my hitting partner today was like, "Wow, you're really slugging, dude. Like you look loose in a good way." um, fuck. How do we live? I don't
Well,
know.
no, you have your principle. You have what strong opinions loosely held. You have very strong
Yeah,
principles, very loosely held.
right.
They'll flip flop any which way you so please.
But yeah, one of our principles. This was an early on one. Is just like, hey, uh, if we're traveling, we're doing premium economy. It's just like
That was one
travel.
of your first. Yeah, we were dirt poor in college and just post college.
Yeah, I
And
don't know why I picked that.
uh, didn't it come from your dad? Uh, Premium economy travel. Like if we're gonna do this
Slick Rick, dude.
experiential thing, like we're gonna
No, dude.
send it.
Slick Rick. I went to his place in Costa Rica, 8 hours off the beaten track trail, and it's
Path.
and there was no AC, and I woke up with bugs on my face. So Slick does not care about premium economy. I don't know. Maybe it was like a remote safety. He's like, any flight over 6 hours, I get it business, and I'm like, all right, well,
He's a
premium economy is my version.
multi-millionaire, but
Yeah,
that's
well,
fine.
uh, you know, manifest. So yeah, that was one of our principles, and we've just had it like beaten into our heads. And you probably more than anybody, you like traveling luxuriously now, so you kind of took over that role. And
Yeah, I'm
prior to
out of
this
money
trip,
in
yeah, well,
theory.
fucking welcome to the game. Um, we
But why? Oh, I'll
one of
tell
my
you a
principles.
I'll
I
give
gotta.
you a why.
Ooh,
I'll give you a why for premium economy. I think when people travel, we've had this with friends, I have it with family. They get so stressed out about
mm,
so many different aspects of the travel, of being away, of where you're going to stay, of expectations being out of whack, of spending money, like all these
mm,
things. Um, a lot of which I think I had and saw firsthand in childhood. And then when you go premium economy, and we're not talking about anything crazy here. We're talking about a $50 seat upgrade to be in like an empty row. We're talking about snacks from the mini fridge at the hotel. We're talking about, like uh,
yeah,
stuff like that. It's just each and every one of those little things de-stresses
right. It's a stressful
um,
experience.
right, and then the entire trip ends up being better. The
Right.
extra $100 per night hotel that's a 5-star hotel instead of a 3-star hotel, we're gonna splurge an extra $100 because everything's there. The towels are clean, the robes are plush. Like
Right.
it's actually not as expensive as probably people think. But like as a kid, we were not allowed to have a snack out of the mini fridge, just
Right.
out of principle. And then
Right.
I became an adult and I was like, it's $3 and I want to lay in bed and eat peanut M&Ms and be happy.
My dad has a rule: he never pays for water.
I don't want to get sick. I'll pay $1.50 premium economy. Like
uh
never
yeah,
pays for
and that's
water.
why he shits himself all the time. So, you know, trade-offs. Um so yeah, this is us coming in just to set the stage. It's us, and we've just been like enveloped in this world. And then
Once you do it, you
we
can't go back either.
yeah, it's really hard. So that's why I kind of want to be tread lightly. But well, you weren't even supposed to
Although
go on this trip, first
I
of all.
do think it is good to go back at times to stay humble because I find through premium economy-ness, I live a very comfortable life now. And I
Mm,
was camping once and I was laying just like over the summer 2 months ago, and I hadn't camped in a couple years. I was just like laying on my back on my uncomfortable mattress pad, shoulder to shoulder in our tiny tent with Athena. And I was like, for a moment, I was like, what the fuck am I? Why am I doing this? And then through my inner dialogue, I talked myself into like, no, actually, this is good. This kind of like voluntary discomfort it's good. You should be able to be flexible and be able to do this. And I was fine.
Seneca does it for a day and goes back to his AC.
So comfortable.
Yeah, I don't know how I did that every summer as a kid, or how my parents did, but they never kind of grew out of it, I guess. Now he gets cabins, so that's at least got like running water. So yeah, we're in it, and then we weren't supposed to be on a trip altogether. Kind of one of the principles I have is like, anytime someone proposes a trip, I'm down. It's just like it's just a rule. Like, I know we only got a finite amount of like trips left, so I'm like, fucking whoever it is. Like, someone texted me yesterday. It's like, hey, you want to go to Mexico for New Year's? I'm like, don't even know you. I'm there. Fucking sounds sick.
Happy 2025. It's September 18th, by the way.
Yeah,
get that in
yeah.
there.
So I was like, it's like summer in my head still. But that's how people work. So yeah, this trip, it's our other best friend Ice. He's like, yo, you want to do this trip to Europe? Because I just broke up with my girlfriend, supposed to be with her. So you want to take her spot? I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. So it's gonna be me, him, his twin brother, and his cousin.
Chris.
And now, for further context setting, Ice, he makes an order of magnitude more money than both Henry and I do.
Oh.
Just for context. But his brother and his cousin are more on our magnitude. His cousin might actually be an order below, which I didn't know was possible. But we have a wide 100x difference basically in incomes here, which can really add some stress to the vacation, which you'll see in a second. I didn't know, I didn't care. I was just like, I'll sign up and we'll fucking wing it as we go. Here we come. We were like, Jesus, fucking good storytelling. Here we come. We're gonna go to Europe, and we realize you're already in Europe with your family doing your like crazy travel.
I was in Italy with my family.
Right. Similar like crazy premium economy sort of dissonance of, I don't know, some weird stuff there. We don't have to get into it. But basically, we figure out the stars will align, just like your flights and stuff, and like how you had to take a
that's a whole tangent.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny though, because my
yeah, dude, tangents.
I'll take a tangent. I gotta go, but I'll take a tangent. So, my dad didn't have a lot of money his entire life. Parents were working class. He's first generation college student. He has this coupon cutting discount gene, but he's coming around to premium economy, especially after this trip, because now on our family trips, he has to buy 12 flights.
A lot of banks.
A lot of flights. First of all, I made a new family principle, which is next year, each family is on their own for flights. Right. And so Jack, CEO of Clipped, has to figure that out and make himself more money and us in the process. 12 flights, 12. And when he's buying 12 flights and you have this coupon gene, this low fare gene, like he was getting the absolute lowest flights, cheapest flights possible. I'm talking like, I don't even know, $400 round trip to Europe. But that means you've got 1 or 2 stops, and the flight's at like 3 p.m. Central Time, which is not when you want to fly to Europe, because then you land at midnight our time, but it's like also 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. So you want to fly overnight to Europe.
Right.
My dad, because he's coming around to premium economy and wanted us all to be together and comfortable on the flights, he ended up like upgrading everyone's seats $100 to be
nice,
to be in certain rows and all next to each other and in the exit row with infinite leg space, And then on the way back, we had 1 or 2 stops. Because it was such a cheap flight, we had an overnight stop in Germany, which is like worst ever. So he has to get 4 hotel rooms for everyone, plus do all the flight upgrades on the way back. And he comes to me and my brother. He's like, you know what? By the end of it all, I paid like $1,000 round trip per ticket. But we still had the horrible experience of 2 stops, the hotel, he was like, I should have from the get-go, premium economy, I should have just
Right.
bought everyone the nonstop flights at the good
Yeah.
times.
And
So it was
it's
funny.
you're
It actually,
multiplying. Yeah.
I think I've told this on the pod before, but someone says like doing the cheapest thing is actually ends up being the most expensive. I think
Right.
that's an important part of premium economy is you get what you pay for.
Absolutely do.
And to solve problems that you cut costs on, you usually end up paying for anyway.
Well, our hack, this is what I did to get over there. I had an overnight flight. I don't mean to rub it in, but I went on Norse. Uh, God knows what that is.
Airline I've never heard of.
But it was premium economy. So I got to go almost maybe a 50-degree incline. It was pleasant, and I didn't have to fight for armrest. So,
Oh,
you know,
yeah. Okay. So the rule with flying that comes from Ramit Sethi is for him at least anything over 4 hours, he's flying business class.
right.
I try and live by a similar thing where like anything over 4 hours, I'm certainly going to upgrade to a better seat for $60. I've done premium economy on a 12-hour flight. That's pretty good. You get like 70% laying down. You get better food. The people are less like
Mm,
stressed and
yeah.
angry around you. That's a big one. Um, and then sometimes business class is cheap enough. It's like 2, 3, $400 that it's worth doing.
Yeah. Dude, I remember I had this tweet once, but whenever I talk to people about why they want to get rich, it's like one of the top reasons mentioned is always like travel. It's like, oh, so I can fly business class or I can go on a PJ. I'm like, dude, what do you take? 4 flights a year? It's like you're
It's not
orienting your
expensive.
life to do this to like, I don't know. It just seems silly to me. People are like, yeah, I need to make $100 million so that I can fly
On long
business.
haul flights, I probably fly business class 50, 60, 70% of the time and never spend more than $350.
Right.
You just wait until the day before at check-in and you're usually offered an upgrade and nobody wants to pay for it and you nab it.
Oh,
It's
true. The
just,
bidding wars, dude. Oh,
well,
we
hang on.
had
And if
fuck.
okay, if we're talking about like being a millionaire or whatever, if you actually just buy a business class flight outright, it's like 3, 4, 5 grand. Which like this gets to an old Tim Ferriss thing. It's just like people want to work their entire life, retire, and then they want to piss off and motorcycle through Vietnam. You can do that a lot earlier and cheaper than you think.
Dude.
Rant
I
over.
don't I don't mean to fucking throw my lifestyle bombs on people because I know I'm not working. You guys are carrying the team right now, but god damn, I'm living a good life right now, and it's other than buying a racket because I felt like getting two. Uh, does
Can
not
we
cost. I'm playing at free tennis courts.
let's cut back to 4 episodes ago, which would be 1 week ago when you were in the puddle, and
Oh. Well,
we're back.
uh, oh,
That was a cut to how sad you were probably 9 days ago.
I don't know why. Uh, I think maybe it was between seasons because now I got Xander who wants to play tennis with me every single day, and then I got hockey and I have 2 games tonight, and I already played tennis today. I've been playing 3 games a day every single day. It's fucking, and it doesn't cost money. That's the point. Okay, we got a lot, dude. This is fucking the shortest. Um, so
This might be
basically,
part
Belky was
one.
in Italy, realized he had to come back, and so he could swanton into our travel plans. He was basically like going to join me, Ice, and his 2 family members. Um, and another like principal here, Ice was like, "Hey, dude, you want to go to this Arsenal game with me? But it's kind of expensive, like $500." And I'm like, "Well, I'm never gonna see an Arsenal game with Ice again, so fuck it. I don't care about soccer, but I'll go to this thing." Um, Ended up being complete waste of money. Like fucking dude sucked. No, it was like fun, but like $500. But the experience. So we go to that. I like literally just fly to London just for this event. End up staying, dude. Sorry about the sirens in the background. I got there a day early because I liked the Norse flight better. And I'm like, hey, can I crash at your pad? Like, okay, premium economy guy, why wouldn't you just stay in a hotel? Like, well, if they got a free pad and they're not there, like, I'll just take their bed. Like, it's easier. Little did I know, they're like, yeah, you can take the bed, but my Cypriot roommate is there. I show up. I didn't like message them beforehand either. I just kind of like on the train there. I'm like, oh yeah, what's your address? I'm coming to this guy I've never met. And he's like, oh shit, I'm not even home. So I had to go like sleep on a bench and like go to a museum and like walk around for a while. But I finally get there and he's there. He comes in and like greets me at the door downstairs. Like he comes out with a garbage bag slung over his shoulder. He's completely shirtless and long jeans on with like flip flops. And he's fucking jacked out of his mind and a hairball of a human being. And he's like, hey man, what's up? And in like some Cypriot accent. Um, fucking. So I just go. I'm like, hey, dude, nice to meet. I go up, and he's showing me around his apartment, dude. Like this is when the panic started to set in, and kind of knowing who we're traveling with. Where this apartment, where one of our guests on our vacation, uh, not this guy, but another guy's gonna be traveling with us. I'm in his room, and there's fucking no toilet paper in the bathroom. There's no hand soap. There's one towel, but it's crusty. And I'm like, dude, I'm walking on the floors. My feet are black already. It's fucking. I I'll just like fast forward. Uh, it's like right on top of the train station. So at night you can't like sleep with the windows open. And you're like, oh, Dylan, why would you sleep with the windows open? Because there's no fucking AC in the place. You're like, oh, well, at least do they have a fan to like blow cool air on you? No fan, dude. Just a fucking sauna right on top of a train station. And so the the roommate that I talked to, he's sleeping in the living room on the other side of the building because it's slightly farther from the train tracks. Just fucking mattress on the floor, and he's got his like box spring still in his bed, where he goes and bangs his girlfriend while we're all there. Uh, dude, just fucking
Next
wacky start to the
principle:
trip.
hotels.
Hotels, dude.
Hotels over Airbnbs as well.
Yeah,
Oftentimes, hotels over staying on. Well, this is a stranger. There's something fun about like couch surfing and sleeping with
it was
friends and
super
like
fun. It was
yeah.
super fun.
But like us two for a hotel for a night could probably be like $70 each.
And stay in a
And
better part of town.
there are many levels to that. And yeah, you don't want to be in the box spring sauna. You just don't.
Uh, but that's fine, dude. I was okay with it. We make do. I'm just like, well, this is the last straw. I'll never be in this situation again. Little did I know I'd be in it days later. Um, but so we finally go to link up in Lisbon. Okay, so the trip for me is London, Lisbon, and then Azores, and that's where you are uniting with both of us or all of us. But the problem is, okay, where are we going to stay in Lisbon? It's the first problem we're encountering here. And now we start to see this 3 orders of magnitude difference manifest itself. Because,
Plus a frame battle, right? Which is like frame battle meaning like kind of majority goes in a group. Like
oh,
what
right,
the
we're
majority
outnumbered.
thinks. We're outnumbered. Exactly. The premium economy guys are outnumbered. And actually, when we were making the plans that you're about to talk about, I wasn't even involved. My rule, I was like, I don't want to join you guys. I would like to go home
Oh,
after being in Italy for 10 days. But you guys said that if I go, I don't have to lift a finger when I usually do.
you're the
And I was like, all
back
right.
pop of back pops, which
Yeah. So
means,
it was you versus 3
right,
premium economy
3
versus
sips.
not.
Um, yeah, and so we come into this, and I think they were like, I wasn't doing any research. Like, dude, another principle. I don't believe in research. I think you just show up on the ground and fucking wing it, and travel's a lot better. But it was kind of one of those games of chicken where you're like going at each other, and then one person turns first. They turn first and like, hey, we got to book hotels or Airbnb. Um, and so they start looking up places, and they're sending me places or sending us places, and like I look and it's like, wow, that's a really nice place, Pop. But then I look at the map, and it's fucking like half an hour from downtown of Lisbon. I'm like, dude, that's sick, but like, we're not gonna be in the fucking apartment. We're just sleeping in there. So I'd rather be something central. And he's like, okay, well, something central costs like 3 times as much. And keep in mind, this just means it goes from like $20 a night to $60 a night. So it's like, fuck, I don't like this 3x thing because we're talking about really small numbers.
Let's get absolute here.
Right, right. So I started getting absolute, and I'm like, hey, dude, it's not a long trip. Like, me personally, I'm willing to cough up an extra 20, 30, $40 a night if that means I don't have to take a bus to get to everything every day. Because just like, what, it's going to take an hour?
That's such a good example of premium economy, though. Like what we talked about earlier, it's like, all right, you have the opportunity to pay $30 more per night to be central. So now you've just eliminated all the stress of like waking up early,
Right.
getting to the city, where's breakfast, like, and then you multiply that by 4 people in a group.
Right.
It's just a disaster.
Right. Yeah, you
can
end up
spend a
being able to do
little
twice as
money,
much stuff.
right? You can spend a little bit more money to be able to do a lot more stuff. Everyone's in a better mood, etc.
Well, and then the math I started getting to is like, hey, dude, I'm like already gonna spend $3,000 on this trip, so like an extra $30 a night. That's 1% of the trip to make it 2 times better. It's like, I don't know how you're a math guy. I'm new at math, but that sounds like really good math to me. And so ended up like, I think we kind of like split the difference or something. There was like not my top pick, but second pick that still ended up being awesome. We ended up going downtown, and I don't know. I think the egos were too high. Basically, like the funny thing about Ice uh, is like he makes stupid money, but he doesn't want to like break the seal of like paying for his family's stuff. So he's like, hey, in our like fight on just should we stay like 20 minutes outside the city or in the middle of it, he's like, hey, if it were me, I'd stay in the center of it, but they don't have a job. My cousin doesn't have a job, so he can't afford that. I'm like, how about you pay $30 a night for him, Mr. fucking family man that makes
Hey, whoa,
not gonna bring money into it.
whoa!
I'm not gonna bring money
Went
into
negative there for a minute.
it. Sorry. No, ended up working out, dude. I'm positive, happy horse. We figured that out. And then we just had a good time bopping around Lisbon for the most part. I don't know what details we want to talk about up until the dinner, but it was
Pulpo. Oh, Pulpo. Oh,
fuck, dude.
we might just want to talk about the principal, which is, well, I don't know. What do you want to do?
No, dude.
It's kind of a
there's
long
a lot
and
to
deep one.
unpack.
It's a lot to unpack, and I've done
We have
some
to do it.
unpacking with friends and family. On
Oh
my end.
yeah.
Yeah, I have. It was
Oh
pretty
wow,
crazy.
that sounds juicy.
Um,
Well, what do you want
no,
to do then?
it aligns with. Oh, and I did some unpacking with Sheev too, our friend Sheev.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about the pulpo pop. Pulpo is octopus for the listeners.
yeah.
Probably just hit the principle of like what you
Well,
should.
I mean, all right.
what-
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I'm
Have it.
not gonna hit the principal. I'm just gonna say what happened. So we're having a good time, good trip, right? We're going around.
It's really niche though.
No, it's fun, dude.
Your
We've been
pod.
talking about it a lot, dude. My
Your
pod
pod.
guy. So I think part of the problem is dude, fuck me. I forget the start of the day.
Well, I don't know if this changes your answer, but I actually
Yeah.
have to go in like 5-10 minutes.
It does change my answer. There's got to be a part 2 because I was gonna start with the Spanish tour. I forgot about that.
Oh.
I was thinking about how we broke off at the start of the day. There's got to be a part 2. Fuck, dude.
We're only We've done a good job of talking about the principles that lead to Lisbon. Part 2 might have to be how all those principles come into play. The Spanish tour, the Pulpo, Baghdad. Oh, we kind of got a lot more to talk about.
Dude, yeah, we haven't even got to the Azores.